really fun to see how they did him in a live action form. I don't know how well the overall universe was bringing Sonic to Earth, but I really like seeing Sonic as like with human people.
Human people, huh?
Humanoids.
See, that's why people need to stay tuned, because we say weird stuff like human people.
We good with words.
You might be.
We look at dictionary.
Right. Sonic's reading a comic book. It's The Flash.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of fun, some of these different little things that they put in here.
It was weird how many references they made to things. Like, they just made so many. They didn't make a ton of Sonic references, I don't think.
No.
I think they could have done a lot better with that. But they were hammering out references to absolutely everything else.
Yeah, they were. And what was interesting about this superhero, it's like every origin story, they don't know their powers and some of that kind of stuff. I'm like, here we go again. Yeah. But it was fun. I mean, obviously the way they integrated Sonic into the human people world.
Yeah. Human
as
people
some
world.
People call it. That
trademark.
I've submitted it while we're talking here. Yeah. And it's pretty interesting to me that, some of these stories are just so familiar, but then you get a writer or director that put this together, obviously, and they do it in fun, unique ways. And Sonic's kind of a little pain in the behind kid.
Yeah, I like that they made him a kid.
Yeah.
It was really, and they stuck with it, and the continuity was really good in that aspect.
And then he had these rings that, of course.
Not
and
like that.
He didn't know what to do with them and some of that, and that was a little, it was awkward.
Because in the game, rings were found everywhere, and sometimes they would take you through a portal where you get to like a bonus game. That'd be the only time where you would like teleport. Otherwise, they're used so you have to have a ring. Otherwise, if you have no rings and you get hit, you're dead.
Yeah.
Did not like...
It's like a life.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Yeah, and so I think it's good when they can take a little creative license to make it a little bit more fun or whatever, but I think the game itself probably didn't think it was going to be a movie, and they needed to have all this canon involved in it. So
you always have to think about the canon.
Well.
Just kidding. Video games never think about
No,
there's very few
there are
video
very
games
few
that think about the canon.
Yeah, the long-term stuff for sure. But he came into his, power, and he figured out he had even more power than just speed and some of that kind of stuff as the film went on, and
became the emperor with his lightning hands.
Yeah, right. I know.
Yeah, I liked how they did when he was using his powers, like his whole. You could see his fur turn the light blue, so it was really cool to see that tint change, and also they did it with his eyes too.
Yeah,
super. That was fun.
And they set it up like there's going to be a second one. Did you know that?
Surprisingly, we're a little late to the game. And they've already got the sequel.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's Titanium Tuesday, because it's not about being current or up-to-date type, thing.
It's just appreciating
I'm not worried
the old
about
films.
that. Yeah, exactly. We'll do the second one. We'll do that as a Titanium Tuesday.
Second one's better.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
From you.
Yeah, that's right. I'll tell you right now, the second one's better.
What didn't you like then? Like, why?
Well, what I like about the second one is...
No, I don't want to know what you...
Well, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Let me pull it together.
All right.
Bringing it is that Dr. Robotnik is kind of a crazy guy.
Yeah.
And the second one, they went into that depth. This one, they didn't. I wish he was a little bit crazier. I wish they would have done his introduction a little bit better, because...
Did they plan the second one while they were doing the first, or they one
probably
of these
not?
Things? Yeah, it's successful or not.
Because video game stuff is starting only to become more popular,
right?
And not like a taboo genre of like, oh, we're doing a video game movie, so it's gonna suck. It's gotten better, and Sonic, I think, was one of the first movies that started that. So I think they could have had thoughts for a sequel, but they probably didn't confirm it until they saw how well this movie did.
Yeah. So while you're on that subject, about $90 million budget, did $320 million in the box office.
Yeah.
Nearly 320.
Right.
So yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
And so, going back to what I didn't like, I wish Jim Carrey's character was a little bit more developed, more unique. I wish they would have dived into his backstory a little bit more, because they did the Congress thing of like, oh, who are we going to bring in to be the specialist? And they're like, oh, don't bring him in. They could have done flashbacks. So like, oh, do you remember this campaign? And they're like, oh, no, not really. Could have done a quick flashback to show him doing something really creepy and odd to show his power, and then also weirdness, rather than like, oh yeah, we're going to bring him in, and then you bring him in and he's menacing and stuff. But I feel like they could have built it up more. Sure.
That makes sense. I like Jim Carrey as the in almost everything he does. I like him in that quirky bad guy.
Yeah.
So, are they going to do a 3?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I think so. They've even. Oh, I mean, that's all about the second movie. I mean, Knuckles. They've talked about Knuckles doing a spin-off and stuff like that. So,
what did you not like about this specifically then?
So I don't know. The world building, it's always hard to like, it's really hard to bring in like a video game that has really, like when I play the game, there's a lot of different unique worlds. I mean, they kind of mentioned Green Hill. That's the city they're in to begin with. Well, Green Hill Zone is the first level on Sonic. Then you got like a metal place. There's so many unique places they could have gone to, where I kind of wish they would have dived more into that, where it would have been either an animated universe, or they could even brought humans to Sonic's world, and then that could have been the quirk to bring people in. So I wish they would have done that more. Bring Sonic into this world, make him kind of like an alien was kind of weird.
And even an alien hedgehog, though, that I thought was kind of weird too. Is like, well, okay, wait, he's a hedgehog, so is there a world of hedgehogs?
Right.
And, so I hear that. Yeah.
So that's what I kind of didn't like, the overall world building. I wish they would have. I've also just saw the Super Mario Brothers movie, which was animated, done by Illumination. That movie I loved, of how they did all the tie-ins to past games, the music, and everything else like that. I think this had a better story overall. But again, being somewhat of a gamer, playing the games as a kid, I wish they would have done more nods to the games versus what they did here.
Do you think they're trying to bring in people like me, though, to watch the film?
Probably.
Not a gamer. I'm not a gamer because if I became a gamer, I would not stop being a gamer.
Right.
Like, I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
Like, I would be up till 4 a.m. gaming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely a possibility. Like, you want to bring in as broad of an audience, and so voice acting doesn't always bring people in, even if they see it's a bigger actor. And so if you can actually see Jim Carrey, if you can see these actors come into the movie, like, that is definitely a big difference. And I think it's going to attract more people. But my personal belief is I wish they would have done more of the animated route.
Yeah. Like Super Mario.
Like Super Mario.
Yeah. Makes sense. Hey, we're out.
We are out.
Thanks for joining us. If you have something to say about Tyler's hair or beard or whatever, you can email us at legitq@maddysmoviemix.com. Wait, that's your line.
No, you nailed it. That's all you need to say.
All right.
Peace out, Girl Scout.